Good morning, students. Today's topic is emerging modes of business. This is the chapter, and we will learn about online transaction. We visualize three stages involved in online transactions. Firstly, the pre-purchase or sale stage, including advertising and information seeking. The second point is the purchase and sale stage, comprised of steps such as price negotiation, closing of purchase or sales deal, and payment. Thirdly, the delivery stage. We should know what is the process of online trading. First of all, the important thing is registration. Registration means that you have an account with the online vendor, and among various details that need to be filled in a password, as the sections relating to your account and shopping cart are password protected. Placing an order. In placing order, there are three main points. You can pick and drop the items in the shopping cart. The second point is shopping cart is an online record of what you have picked up while browsing the online store. And the third main point is after being sure of what you want to buy, you can check out. How can we make payment in online transaction? So we will understand the payment mechanism. Purchases through online shopping may be done in a number of ways. The first mode is cash on delivery. Payment for the goods ordered online may be made in cash at the time of physical delivery of goods. The second mode is check. The online vendor may arrange for the pickup of the check from the customers, and upon realization the delivery of goods may be made. The next mode is net banking transfer. Modern banks provide to their customers the facility of electronic transfer of funds over the internet using immediate payment service, that is called IMPS, NEFT, and RTGS. The next kind of payment may be made by credit or debit cards. Credit and debit cards allows its holder to make purchase on credit. The amount due from the card holders to the online seller is assumed by the card issuing bank, who later transfer the amount involved in the transaction to the credit of the seller. Debit card allows its holder to make purchases through it to the extent of the amount lying in the corresponding amount. The moment any transaction is made, the amount due as payment is deducted electronically from the card. The next mode of the payment is digital cash. This type of currency has no real physical properties but offers the ability to use real currency in an electronic format like e-wallets, Paytm, etc. Nowadays, digital cash is very much popular. Now, the next point is e-business risk. We will understand what risk is involved in e-business. The first one is transaction risk. Seller denies that a customer ever placed the order, or the customer denies that he ever placed the order. This may be referred to as default on order taking or giving. The intended delivery does not take place, goods are delivered at wrong address, or goods other than order may be delivered. This may be regarded as default on delivery. Seller does not get the payment for the goods supplied, whereas the customer claims that the payment was made. This may be referred to as default on payment. Storage and transmission risk. Data stored in system and en route is exposed to a number of risks. Vital information by be stolen or modified to pursue some selfish motive or simplify for fun or adventures. Telling the timely updating antivirus program and scanning the files and disk with provides protection to your data files, folders and systems from virus attack. Data may be intercepted in the course of transmission. For this, one may use photography. Full stop. It refers to the art of protecting information by transforming it. An upgrading format called ciphertext. Only those possess a secret key can decrypt the message into plain text. The information is available over the internet. It moves out of the private domain. It becomes difficult to protect it from being copied. Data furnished in the course of online transaction may be supplied to others who may dumping a host of advertising and promotional literature into your email box. Now we will understand outsourcing. If it refers to a long-term contracting out, generally the non-core and of late even some of the core activities to captive or third-party specialists with a view to benefiting from the experience, expertise, efficiency, and even investment. Features of outsourcing are requiring explicit knowledge with is formal and codifiable. An IT program's job can be outsourced but not that of a CEO because CEO's job involves managerial, technical, and human relation skills. Activity is measurable. You cannot outsource what you cannot measure. Activity is not interconnected to other jobs. A job which is fungible, specialized, and measurable may not be outsourced if it is connected to other critical activities within the organization. Interconnectedness may be pooled sequentially and mutual. Need of outsourcing. Quest of excellence. Outsourcing enables the firms to pursue excellence in two ways. One, they excel themselves in the activities that they can do the best by virtue of limited focus, and they excel by extending their capabilities through contracting out of the remaining activities to those who excel in performing them. Cost reduction. Division of labor and specialization, besides improving qualities, reduces cost too. His happens due to the economics of large scale occurring to the outsourcing partners as they deliver the same service to a number of organizations. Differences in price of factors of production across the countries are also a factor contributing to cost reduction. Growth through alliance. To the extent you can avail of the services of others, your investment requirement are reduced. Others have invested in those activities for you. Therefore, you can expand rapidly as the same amount of investable fund result in creation of a large number of business. Outsourcing facilitates international interorganizational knowledge sharing and collaborative learning. Flip to economic development. Outsourcing, more so offshore outsourcing, stimulates entrepreneurship, employment and exports in the host countries, that is the countries from where outsourcing is done. Thank you for today.